Hi, everyone. I'm Steve Colino, and these are confidential remarks intended specifically for this audience. Today, we're talking about blue ocean strategy, creating uncontested market space in the Industry 4.0 era. As many of you know, if you followed me for any length of time, my entire business model since October of 2017 has been built around what's commonly known as a blue ocean strategy. Some refer to it as the strategy of preeminence. Different language, similar philosophy. But today we're going to focus specifically on the blue ocean framework. This is not theoretical for me. It's not academic. It's how we've operated. Instead of competing head to head in crowded markets, we've intentionally designed space where competition was minimal or irrelevant. That decision shaped everything, from positioning to pricing to partnerships. And as we move forward, especially in the context of the open access process, this becomes even more critical. Blue ocean thinking is not just a strategy discussion, it's an operational necessity. It's going to be a foundational part of how open access evolves and scales moving forward. So today, we're not just reviewing a concept, we're aligning around a mindset that has already proven effective and that will continue to guide our direction from here. A blue ocean strategy is about entering a market space before meaningful competition exists. It represents what we might call a shark-less ocean, an environment where safe navigation is possible because you are not surrounded by aggressive rivals. Instead of competing head-to-head, you redefine the game. You move into territory where the rules are not yet fixed and the demand is not yet fully captured. The advantage lasts until others follow, but by then, you have already shaped the market on your terms. Now contrast that with the red ocean. This is the world most companies operate in today. Markets are crowded. Competition is fierce. Companies fight for incremental market share. Prices fall, margins shrink. Growth becomes limited by the size of the existing market. Over time, products turn into commodities and differentiation disappears. The ocean turns red because everyone is competing for the same customers, in the same way with the same assumptions. It is exhausting, expensive, and ultimately unsustainable. The divergence between red and blue ocean strategy is structural, not cosmetic. In a red ocean, the focus is on existing markets and outperforming rivals. In a blue ocean, the focus shifts to new dynamics and new demand. In red oceans, competition defines strategy. In blue oceans, strategy makes competition irrelevant. Instead of differentiating primarily on price, companies differentiate on value. And rather than fighting for existing demand, they create entirely new demand. This is not about incremental improvement, it is about strategic reinvention. The blue ocean strategy was introduced by W. Chan Kim and Renee Mauborgne in 2005. Since then, the book has sold more than 4 million copies, been published in 46 languages, and become a bestseller across 5 continents. It has earned recognition in the Fast Company Leadership Hall of Fame. This is not a niche idea. It is a globally validated framework that has influenced leaders across industries. Its power lies in its simplicity. Stop competing. Start creating. One of the most dangerous misconceptions in Industry 4.0 is believing that buying technology equals having a strategy. A badly functioning company will continue to function badly, even if it is full of computers. Technology does not fix a broken business model. Garbage in, garbage out still applies. If the strategic foundation is flawed, adding digital tools simply accelerates the dysfunction. Technology must serve strategy. It cannot replace it. Transformation follows a hierarchy. At the foundation is the business model. This is where you rethink how value is created, delivered, and captured. Above that is analysis, assessing the new model, testing its strengths and vulnerabilities. Only at the top sits technology. Technology is an enabler. It supports and scales the model, but it does not define it. When organizations reverse this order, they fall into the technology trap. When they follow this order, they build sustainable transformation. The mechanism behind Blue Ocean strategy is value innovation. Traditionally, companies believe they must choose between higher value and lower cost. Blue Ocean thinking challenges that assumption. Instead of accepting the trade-off, you redesign the offering. You eliminate factors that do not add value, reduce unnecessary costs, and introduce new elements that elevate the customer experience. The result is rising value to the buyer while costs decline. That is how you break the value-cost trade-off. A Blue Ocean strategy rests on 3 pillars. First, low competition, achieved by redefining market boundaries and moving into uncontested areas. Second, value and affordability, delivering meaningful innovation without pricing customers out of the market. And third, the role of large enterprises, leveraging resources not just to satisfy demand, but to create it. When these pillars align, companies move from competing within industries to shaping entirely new ones. When Starbucks expanded aggressively, many believed the market was saturated. The common reaction was, it is useless to open another cafe. There are already many. But Starbucks did not compete as just another coffee seller. It created the third place, a space between home and work where people could relax, meet, and spend time. The product was not just coffee, it was experience. By redefining the value proposition, Starbucks captured new demand and made traditional coffee competition less relevant. Netflix fundamentally changed how people consume television. Instead of accepting the cable model, it sold shows over the internet. The value increased. Watch anytime, anywhere. The cost decreased, cheaper than cable. By simultaneously improving convenience and lowering price, Netflix created a market that did not previously exist. It did not fight for cable subscribers. It redefined the way entertainment was delivered. When Apple entered digital music in 2003, the industry was struggling with piracy and declining album sales. iTunes unbundled the album and allowed single-track downloads on demand. Consumers no longer had to buy an entire CD for one song. This shift made traditional distribution less relevant and changed consumption behavior entirely. By leveraging its ecosystem and enterprise capabilities, Apple reshaped the music industry's economics. Now the critical question, is your strategy truly Blue Ocean? Are you creating new demand instead of fighting for share? Are you redefining market boundaries instead of accepting them? Are you innovating on value rather than simply lowering price? And most importantly, are you making competitors irrelevant? If the answer to these questions is unclear, then the opportunity for transformation is still ahead of you. Transformation does not begin with technology. It begins with a decision to rethink your business model, a decision to innovate across the organization, a decision to move away from competition-driven strategy toward value-driven creation. Profound change requires structured learning, disciplined execution, and leadership commitment. The future belongs to those who design it intentionally. This framework builds on foundational research and insights into Blue Ocean strategy and leadership transformation. The ideas are grounded in global scholarship and practical application. As you continue exploring this strategy, I encourage you to go deeper, challenge assumptions, and examine where uncontested market space may exist in your own industry. Thank you for your attention, and I look forward to the conversations that follow. This has been Confidential Remarks.